Dear Airbnb, again. I made a video yesterday just to Airbnb about some improvements that they could make surrounding the parking filter that they have, the free parking filter on their website. My name is Toddy. I make daily videos and profiling the life of an entrepreneur, building nonconformity company, setting up 100 startups in 1,000 days. There's a big old dog. And from time to time on the videos, we'll critique businesses, the good and the bad. And because we love business, we're always analysing business and just pondering what's good, what's not. And so yesterday, I don't feel like I was as cohesive as I could have been. And some other things have happened today with this Airbnb that I'd like to add on and just go back over yesterday to round up my ideas for this free parking. Because, you know, you can search properties and put in all these filters for, you know, you can search that you need an ironing board, a hot tub, and a dishwasher. That's all fantastic. That works great. But the parking option now we've experienced several times. It can be free parking. That free parking can be ticked, and I've seen properties now doing either free parking on site, private parking on site, or free parking in the street or in the streets around the area, free parking in a car park nearby, X amount of minutes walk away, which would be good information to have. Or some people are using the free parking option and saying the parking is paid nearby, a paid car park nearby. That could add up to quite a bit of money. So there is some room for improvements, I feel, with this parking option, because I think one thing we certainly want to know, and a lot of people would want to know, and that's important to them, whether they're in a vehicle that they have loading, they need to load things. I couldn't think of the word. Loading requirements, whatever it is. Yeah, like they're going to need to get to the property. I mean, that's number one. Is there private on-site parking? Do you have a space for yourself that you don't have to worry about? You know it's always going to be there, and you can access, and it's there. Number one, that should be a feature, because whether people have a vehicle that they with valuables in, whether it's just a really nice car they want to have close by, that's something that people should be able to search for. Number two, is it accessible with the vehicle? Can you take it and load your stuff on and off? You might have a big family, you might have animals, you might have dog cages, you might have cats in baskets, all sorts of equipment, work equipment, just food, freezers, tents, who knows? Because some of these properties you can't pull up outside and load. You just can't. Either a one-way street, or it's just a busy street with one lane and parking on either side, which is really busy. So that's number two. Number three, if it is free parking nearby on the street, yeah, how many spaces are there and how far is that away? And then also, if it is a car park nearby, how far is that away? And should there be a limit to say, like, if you can go into the parking limit, how? And it's nearby. What is nearby? What's considered nearby? Because again, if you've got loads of things, it's gonna, believe me, it takes a long while and can be very tiring in the heat. And yeah, number four, maybe some options with different vehicles and height restrictions, etc. And certainly not being able to put free parking if it's a paid car park nearby. That's just breaking the law, isn't it? Breaking all the rules there. Some ambiguity with the other stuff. But I think for us now, renting quite a few Airbnbs, this is just something we really need, because having a free private parking space on site, not everywhere has that. And with a van, with a child, with things, it's important to us. So that was the video yesterday. Now on to today and further with the Airbnb saga. It's been a little bit, yes, some more things to think about today, because the host yesterday said, leave the place as is. It's like, right, what does that mean exactly? It's like, yeah, of course you're going to leave it as is. But like when you rent a hotel or different apartments from Booking and things like that, even on Airbnb, we've had it in Lanzarote in January that there were cleaners that came in every week because we were there for the month. This last place, Alexandra, we were there for the month, and there wasn't a cleaning fee, and he wasn't bothered. He's like, I'm going to clean it anyway. I said, oh, the floor, there's still a few marks here and stuff. He's like, don't worry about it, you go. Such a nice man, just so chilled, so relaxed. And you know he's going to come in and clean it anyway. You know anybody with an Airbnb is going to come in and get it back to the standard that they said. So then, because normally you might have a cleaning fee up front and then that's fine. You're obviously going to leave it in the space, in the best space state that you can, and keep it all clean and do the dishwasher and the pots and everything, of course. But they're going to have to come in and deep clean it, aren't they? Now, this is the thing that scuppered us today that we haven't seen. There was no cleaning fee with this Airbnb. We're here for a week. And then after this yesterday, today we see in the house rules that, yeah, if you want a cleaner, if you're not going to leave it in the state that you found it in, there's an optional €30 for a cleaner. So then we were like, oh, that's a bit weird. So they're going to have high standards. And we've had people in the past not giving good reviews to us because there was a bit of grease in the pan after spending like an hour and a half cleaning and sorting everything, and they just find a bit of grease in the pan and give you a bad review. It's like, oh, thanks a lot. Yeah, so we're just a little bit, it's gone well since that debacle. But you're just a bit on edge because you just don't want bad reviews, and we're good, respectful people. So the kind of, yeah, it just got us thinking. And there was also loads of staples poking out the terrace balcony. So we've taken those out and detailed them, taken pictures. But then it puts you on edge a little bit. So we were just like, oh, what do we do? Are we going to have time to clean it? What standard do they want it in? It sounds like they're going to have quite high standards if they're asking for more money for this. And this is done in, normally it's a cleaning fee, like up front, so you know it's included, or it's just included in the money that they do for accommodation, like the last place. So that's fine. But to have it like afterwards as an option, that just goes, oh no. So then we're looking around and seeing a few marks on chairs. Some of the leather is just a bit, it's been cleaned with the wrong products in places. So it's like if there's an option for you to have a cleaner added on, or if you don't do that, then you're cleaning it yourself, then surely they should provide all of the cleaning equipment and the certain products that they want used on the different things. Because if we used an instructions for that, like the house instructions, because if we went ahead and, there's leather sofas in the lounge, if we used something incorrect on that, which people have, you can see it's been used, a product, and there's bad marks on it. So we've gone around and taken a few pictures today, but it's like, it's your first day of the holiday. You don't want this stuff to think about. You're paying good money for the Airbnb property, and then you've got this added thing now, and it's like, oh, don't really like this. And it's just in a different order to what we've had before. So I'd like to see some consistency from Airbnb on this. And actually, are they just wanting this as a cash payment outside of Airbnb? In which case we're not covered. Because Airbnb want all the communication to flow through their networks, so they can manage it and make sure everybody's being well behaved, etc. So yeah, it's just a continuation really of reviewing businesses and the processes. So we're just not sure what to do because we've got a big travel day when we leave on Sunday, so we don't want to be cleaning for a few hours. But even if we bust ourselves and clean like I have done in the past, because they have these high standards, are they going to be tricky? Is there anything we could do to get it back to the state that they see it in? Because they're going to see it in the state that they've always seen it in, and we're just guests there for a week, and there's always going to be a bit of wear and tear, maybe a few breakages, and but mainly just common dirt and stuff that builds up. I mean, we keep it clean, we keep it organized. We're not perfect, we have a child, so as soon as you clean, the place is messy again, but we keep on top of it. We cook a lot all the time, real home cooked meals, so There's no dishwasher here. Are they going to be looking at all the cutlery? Are they provided these products? There's not a mop. So you're just like, you don't really want to be thinking about this. If this was our 1 week break of the year and then you had this, you know, you're paying good money to go and enjoy yourself. I mean, we're kind of living this lifestyle, so I'm still working and doing these videos and etc. But still, it's our money, good money that we're paying. And I'll finish the video by these trees. And so you want to be able to go away. The idea is to go away and relax and not have stuff to worry about. You're paying, yeah, especially for the week, that money should be including them cleaning the place up and not adding this extra fee on. I don't like it. It's not consistent with past bookings, and I just don't know if it's correct, and it certainly does not add to the experience of me, the customer, me, the guest in the house, having this stuff to think about, and also them being worried about at the end, because then they can give you bad reviews, which affects your future thing, which is, yeah, it's tricky because they're matching hosts with guests and houses get dirty, but they're going to have to come in and do the beds and do everything. So we don't know what to do. Emily did message him and said we may want to do that, because I just thought, well, let's see what they say. Is it going to be a cash job? I kind of wanted to try and find that out as well, because then we'd certainly have something to go to Airbnb about and be like, yeah, it's not really the cash thing, but it's just like this has got in the way of our enjoyment of the whole experience of renting this Airbnb, having this extra thing to think about and an extra cost, and they want cash, so we're not covered anyway. So yeah, all a bit wrong. But they just said, yeah, it costs €30. Let us know whenever you want. So that's where we're at now. I think that's about it in terms of this. I hope that came across kind of where you're seeing it. I'm trying to see it from their point of view as well. You know, Airbnb are the middle people protecting, and largely the platform is very consistent with the process. You know, it's either an instant book or a request to book. That's fine. That's the host's prerogative. If they want to allow instant book on and anybody to book, that's absolutely fine. Or if they might want to scope you out on the request book, that's fine. Then you get some nice messages, welcome messages, instructions, security code information. It all flows really nicely. But it's just this last part with the cleaning. This is inconsistent with past. And so is it right? Should it be streamlined and so it's always the same? Yes. Let me know in the comments below.